Hello everybody, my name is Ryan Costello, and today I'm going to be doing an informative speech on a type of cancer known as Hodgkin's lymphoma, sometimes referred to as Hodgkin's disease. Hodgkin's lymphoma is occurring in about 18% of all lymphatic cancers. You have other lymphatic cancers such as non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they can even be branched into your leukemias. But of all the white blood cells in lymphatic cancers, Hodgkin's lymphoma is the most prevalent. When I was 19 years old, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was a very scary time for me and my family, and I learned a lot about this type of cancer, and I realized that through having this cancer, that my choice to become a medical professional was validated. So today I'm going to be going over some of the signs and symptoms, diagnosis, and treatments of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Hodgkin's lymphoma starts in the lymphatic system. It'll start in usually a node that is at the top portion of your body, somewhere in your trunk. And the way it spreads, like most cancers spread or metastasize, it will go down. So when you have your initial node, it's called the sentinel node, and that's where the first signs of the abnormal cancer growth will be. And in the lymph system, you have two types of cells, two white blood cells, your B lymphocytes and your T lymphocytes. Your T lymphocytes are in the body to destroy pathogens or anything that's abnormal. And your B sites have antibodies that will attach to the abnormality in order for the T site to go attack it. In Hodgkin's lymphoma, the B cells are normally the ones that are affected with the cancer. Some of the signs and symptoms of Hodgkin's lymphoma are fatigue, weight loss, trouble sleeping, profuse sweating, and you have more severe symptoms that can be bone pain. When you're done exercising, you feel like you can't stand up. And then rarely, people will have a reaction to alcohol. And because alcohol has a lot of sugar, when you ingest it, the cancer will then metastasize the sugar from the alcohol, causing it to hurt where the cancer is. So let's say in my case, I actually had a drink of alcohol when I was 19, and my shoulder hurt really bad. And that was my first sign. Some of the diagnostic tests that you can do for Hodgkin's lymphoma is you will get a referral, typically to go see a surgeon. And this surgeon will try to find what the sentinel node was, the first node that was infected, normally in the upper part of your body, and he will do a biopsy. This is normally done under a local anesthetic, and it will be an outpatient surgery. You'll go home that day. But they will either take a part of or remove the entire node in order to send it to a lab and have them look at it under a microscope. And when they're looking at it, they're trying to pay attention for certain abnormalities that might lead them to believe that you in fact have a cancer, or if that cell is normal. So in Hodgkin's lymphoma's case, they have giant red cells known as Reed-Sternberg. This is exclusive to Hodgkin's lymphoma. No other cancer will have this abnormality. So if you have presence of a Reed-Sternberg cell under your microscoped lymph node or lymph node tissue, then the diagnosis of Hodgkin's lymphoma will occur. There are also other tests. Other blood tests. You can have a CBC, which is a complete blood count, and they'll look at how many platelets you have and how they are working in your body. They'll see if you have too many or too little white blood cells, or if you're anemic, you have not enough red blood cells. Some of the treatments that you can get for Hodgkin's lymphoma are a chemotherapy and radiation combo. They like to use chemotherapy to reduce the amount of the cancer and the size of it, and then follow up with radiation to destroy any leftover cancer sites. The chemotherapy they use is known as a ABVD cocktail, and that is adriamycin, bleomycin, vincristine, and vinblastine. Adriamycin is known as the Red Devil and can later affect some of the biggest muscles in your body, including the heart. The staging of Hodgkin's lymphoma has to do with where it's found in your body and how much of it. If you have it in one place and nowhere else, you'll get a stage 1. If you have it in 2 places, you'll have stage 2. If you have 2 places and one is below the diaphragm, it's stage 3. And if it's all over your body, it is known as stage 4. And that is the most aggressive and dangerous form of Hodgkin's lymphoma. In conclusion, Hodgkin's lymphoma has a survival rate of 95% over the treatment of your disease. And it has a 90% survival rate over 5 years after your treatment. If you're going to be diagnosed with cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma can be cured, and it will be a scary time for you to get diagnosed with a cancer. But thank you so much for your time. Have a good day.